Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headache stack. Restlessness to hell and back.
I honestly can't remember the last phone that got this much attention. The moment you raise the gimbal camera, everyone starts staring. And after months of teasing, Honor's robot phone is finally here. The story started with the alpha plan at last year's MWC, followed by its official announcement at this year's MWC. Then, in April, its companion Lightning robot completed a Beijing half marathon and even beat a human record. Now, the robot phone has officially launched.
Big thanks to my tech partner over in China for providing this footage. I really appreciate the support in making this video happen. Hey everyone, Stella here from techiestreet. If you're into staying updated with the newest gadgets, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our latest tech content.
Like the Lightning robot, it uses a titanium alloy gimbal motor module. Honor calls it the most compact titanium alloy motor of its kind. When inactive, the mechanism folds neatly into the camera deco area. Open the front window, launch the camera, and tap the bottom button. The gimbal rises 180 degrees in just 3 seconds, while all 3 axes unfold in under 1 second. That's seriously fast. Honor says the 3-axis system can rotate at up to 360 degrees per second. But does that actually matter? Watch this. Even with the strongest stabilization enabled, I can shake the phone aggressively and the subject stays locked on me. But here's the big question. Why add a physical gimbal when smartphone EIS is already so good? Is a gimbal really necessary? These sample photos show the difference. If you've ever photographed a sleeping cat, you know the struggle. With a normal phone, getting down to the cat's eye level means squatting awkwardly. And once you're in your 30s, doing that repeatedly isn't exactly fun. The robot phone makes it much easier. Its viewfinder is integrated with the gimbal camera, so you can simply change the gimbal angle and shoot from low positions without crouching. Double tap the screen and the camera can follow the movement automatically. Now let's talk cameras. You get a triple camera setup. The gimbal main camera uses a 1.28-inch 200-megapixel sensor, while the telephoto gets an even larger 1.4-inch 200-megapixel sensor. Its conventional periscope design also allows relatively close focusing, making it useful for macro shots. The 50-megapixel ultra-wide camera is solid too. But the real surprise may be the color science. Honor worked with Alibaba to bring cinematic color tuning, log C3 curves, and Alibaba's 3D LUTs. The idea almost feels like putting a tiny ARRI cinema camera inside a smartphone. Now let's leave the visual impressions behind and check the camera in the lab. In gimbal mode, the main camera's MTF10 resolution reaches the sensor's limit in both bright and low light conditions. That puts it firmly in flagship territory. The detail is impressive too. MTF10 reaches 994 in strong light and still hits 918 in low light, so resolution barely drops as lighting gets weaker. Zoom into the sample photos and the lab results make perfect sense. The gimbal keeps the camera stable, allowing lower ISO, slower shutter speeds, and multi-frame processing. The result? Cleaner, less noisy night photos with better overall purity. The low-light visual noise measurements confirm this performance. Night shading also stays fairly consistent across the frame. For color, Honor takes a realistic approach, keeping saturation relatively low in both bright and dark scenes. Compared with Honor's older default tuning, which looked much more vivid and almost sci-fi-like, this new style feels noticeably more natural and easier on the eyes. That same philosophy applies to the telephoto camera. Its rendering is restrained and realistic, making photos comfortable to view and giving you more freedom during post-processing. And the test results back it up. The telephoto's Delta-C performance is very close to the main camera, showing strong color consistency between the two.
As a handheld cinema camera, the mix of ARRI's color pipeline and the RoboPhone's gimbal lets one person capture footage that might normally need an entire production team. The gimbal offers 5 stabilization modes with pre-image tracking. You also get automatic 90 and 80-degree rotations for more creative shots. These are smoother and more reliable than controlling the camera manually. The short film here was shot with the RoboPhone in ARRI cinema mode at 4K 60 FPS with log C3, then color corrected in post. Now you can judge the final quality yourself. But how hot does this tiny gimbal get? We tested it. In a 25 degrees Celsius room with 50% humidity and 50% screen brightness, we recorded 4K 60 FPS log C3 video for 15 minutes. The gimbal peaked above 50 degrees Celsius. That's definitely warm for such a small system. Still, considering its size and performance, heat is reasonably controlled. And if you're worried, Romo offers a dedicated gimbal cooler. It needs no separate power and works with or without a case. But the RoboPhone isn't just an ARRI-backed gimbal camera, it's also Yoyo's first large-scale gimbal. It becomes the robot's eyes and little head, letting it watch you, talk, give suggestions, and react to your actions. It even moves its head with music. With voice commands, it can find things and take photos. Those small movements make it feel like a real robot, not just another phone. For me, the most useful features are video calls and automatic tracking during live streams. Since you don't need to hold the phone, you can focus completely on your conversation or content. Now back to the phone itself. I really like its 6.31-inch size. It has a flat display and straight-back design, but at 248 grams and 9.59 millimeters thick, it's heavier and thicker than most phones. Thankfully, Honor carefully shaped the metal frame so it doesn't feel sharp or uncomfortable. The grip actually surprised me, and the phone felt lighter than expected. Then there's something I never expected in 2026, a retro phone lanyard hole. Seeing it on a cutting-edge AI smartphone with a built-in gimbal is genuinely unusual. It feels like Honor understands camera-focused users. But there's one warning. The camera module has a glass cover, so placing the phone directly on a table could damage it. The protective window can be removed for cleaning or replacement, but I'd still recommend using a case. Inside, this is clearly a flagship. You get the 5th generation Snapdragon 8 Elite platform and a massive 7,060 mAh battery, plus 120-watt wired and 50-watt wireless charging. And despite the complex gimbal, it still has IP54 protection. The 6.31-inch 1.5K OLED display is another highlight. Our CS2000A lab test measured 836 nits of maximum manual brightness. In full screen testing, it can exceed 2,000 nits, which is seriously bright. Brightness and color temperature uniformity are also above 98%. Every display mode supports sRGB and P3. Standard and professional modes both deliver excellent color accuracy. That matters even more here because the display directly affects how well you judge and create photos. From concept to final product, the RoboPhone shows Honor's vision for the future and its push toward new technology. To me, it sits between today's smartphones and tomorrow's. You have familiar, powerful camera technology on one side and a futuristic AI direction on the other. But the AI still feels somewhat immature. It'll need regular OTA updates to become more capable. And as smartphones gain their own moving eyes, the bigger question is this: can they eventually understand and interpret the world the way we want? The Honor RoboPhone starts at 9,999 yuan in China, roughly 1,199 pounds in the UK, or $1,483 in the US. And there may be more coming. Rumors suggest the Magic 9 could also use a full range of ARRI camera technology. That's definitely worth watching. Hopefully, we see more unusual phones like the RoboPhone. We don't need dozens every year. Even 2 or 3 genuinely exciting devices would be enough. And that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, hit like, share it, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.